What's up, Scoop Nation? What's up, Squad?
Hey,
Hey,
girl.
my QEQ. What's up, Win and Win? And Shanita, you are needy neat. Okay. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Cicely Victoria, owner and founder of Passion International. My business street is to help train and equip people to find their voice of identity so they can stop people pleasing and be empowered, encourage confidence and communication. I'm a certified professional coach, counselor as well. I am the queen of empowerment, and I set people's lives on fire for a living, and that's why they call me the fire starter. Welcome to Passion Talk, where we give you practical tools for everyday living so you can press into your personal power. Well, y'all, we've been talking about it. I told you in January we are going to have a special Passion Talk today, and we are here to deliver. I call it the love edition. Happy February, everybody. Happy love month to you. To all my boos and bays. I love you, love you, love you. So today we are going to have my very special guest, which I will introduce in a moment. But hold fast, we got to set the stage for you. Remember when I spoke about us having a additional type of segment to Passion Talk? Well, this is the day of the inception of that additional Passion Talk. So we're calling it Dear Firestarter, the Dear Firestarter letter. So we did receive a Dear Firestarter letter. A very good friend and business associate, I would say, of mine as well, is going to help in order to demonstrate how our Dear Firestarter segments will go. And then I, at the end, will inform you as to how you can get involved. And Firestarter wants you to be her very special guest on next time. Okay, so let's go for it. So I'm just going to get off started and reading the letter. And after I read the letter, I'm going to bring my special guest on. You all, you must excuse me if I take a sip of my tea as we're going through my segment, because Firestarter been a little challenged in the throat area. I've been talking a lot more than I've been accustomed to the last month. So please bear with me. But I am not sick. I will not get sick. I refuse. Dear Firestarter, I love my new job. In the past few months, things have changed tremendously, professionally and socially for me. The transition has been adventurous, despite the stress involved. I'm progressing in my career, being afforded good opportunities, and the whole environment and culture are such that I feel appreciated, valued, and actually wanted for my expertise. This is actually quite a change of pace from my previous workplace across the country. I tend to be pretty upbeat, but it drained me. I was harassed, bullied, underutilized, and undervalued. Sound familiar to anyone? I don't think outside the box. I've thrown the box away, and that was a point of contention for years. So, yay for the newness. Yay, thank God. But here is my issue. Sometimes there are, let's say, gremlins that gnaw at me about the past. If I'm asked to complete a task, I find myself looking to be micromanaged because of the lack of trust in the previous organization. Sometimes I get nervous about putting my best foot forward. Will I be seen as cocky, an imposter? Sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, even though I know I shouldn't have to in this new arena. Does this happen to other people? Does it? Is it just fear? Jitters? Fire me up and help me think through this, please. Signed, promo code. Well, promo code, we are here to fire you up. We, yes, there's more of me that, inhabit this space. I am here to fire you up, and I do not want to delay doing so. So with no further ado, I want to bring on my very special guest for today's Love Edition in February for the Dear Firestarter segment. Drum roll, please. You know her. We all love her. Just get a moment for her to get on the screen.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Linda.
Yes. Okay. So good to see you. You all, as I said, my very special guest is none other than LaGayla. And she is here to help walk through her Firestarter letter. Now, did you hear me read your letter?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So she heard it. So we are not going to delay. So LaGayla, I'm going to ask you some questions concerning this, some clarifying questions. You know how this goes. And we're going to kind of just talk through it. And LaGayla is going, she's so being available to help demonstrate an example of how this would go if you come live. Okay, but we'll get into that later. Firstly, what have you recalled that you have done in this transition when you feel triggered in that way of like the old kind of gnawing at you, those gremlins that you mentioned? What have you done to navigate this matter? What steps have you taken?
So, well, first of all, just staying in a prayerful mindset and remembering my goals, even my goals in taking this new position, in just embarking on this new journey as a whole, and remembering where I ultimately want to go and how I can use this experience as a stepping stone for the future. And then there's the other thing that I focus on is I'm a model for my child, so she can't see me just I guess despising my talents or my skills or anything to that effect. And
Yeah.
just knowing that my purpose is greater than me. So that helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I hear a couple of things. Now, as I'm walking alongside LaGayla, I want you to consider your situation because this is broad, right, across the board. This is we put a little twist on y'all in regard to a job situation, right? But this can apply to romantic situations. This can apply relationally in your family and intimate. This can go in so many ways. Basically, we know the segment name. I moved on, but I'm still feeling some type of way, right? So, you know, you can be in a different place, in a different space with a new person, new atmosphere, new opportunity. And then still, here comes these gremlins, you know, coming up, whispering to you about, well, remember when this happened? What about this? And, you know, what about that? So I want you to consider yourself, even though I'm talking with her, this is for all of us, okay? So consider yourself as well. So, LaGayla, let's go back to, so this, I heard from you a couple of things. I heard that you think about going to another level. Basically, what in my language, what I call another level, and what I mean with that is like mind ascension. Like you elevate your mind to say, hey, this is about more than you, okay? This is about your daughter, right? This is about you being a representation for her. This is about those possibly also that are looking on, you know, you and your performance as well. And also, this is, you know, take advantage of the opportunity to be a stepping stone for where I want to go in the future, right? So what I call that is like a reframe, right? So what you've been doing is reframing, you know, in order to get you back to the place that is going to be fruitful for you or profit you, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to provide a tool. Well, first some insight, and then a tool if we have an opportunity to get to that. So the inner blocks, all right, that we have. I talked about Aunt Gail before. I don't know if anybody remembers my segment about don't bring Aunt Gail to the party, right? So it's been a while. So GAIL is an acronym, and I want everybody to take notes about GAIL. The G is for gremlin. The A is for assumptions. The I is for interpretations. And the L is for limiting beliefs. Now, again, let me ask you this. Let me break down each one of them, okay? So the gremlin basically is saying to you, it's causing you to not feel good enough in your space, okay? That's a gremlin. So that's like the overarching, that's the hub, okay? And then that's the host, if you will. The A is the assumption. An assumption is that what happened in the past is going to happen today. Okay? What happened in the past is going to happen again. All right? And then where we the I is for interpretations. Okay? Interpretations. What interpretations are is a judgment that you make.
Thinking for them.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
A judgment that you make that you believe to be true. Doesn't not make it true, but you believe it to be true. And so ergo, in your mind, that makes it true. Right? And then lastly, there's the L, the limiting belief. Now, limiting belief is what you accept about yourself, your life, and your world. That's all a limiting belief is. Basically where you cap at, right? It's not that broad. We don't have a broad and expansion like Q was talking about earlier. You know, we don't widen the scope. We stay very limited and live in our little world, right? So that's our Gale. So based on this situation, LaGayla, where would you say which one of those? It's actually two. Which two are showing up for you here? You tell
Definitely us. Gremlins and assumption. Well, I would say interpretations. Those interpretations of trying to figure out what they might think, and they're probably not thinking anything. They don't even care that much.
She's such a good student, y'all. That's why I picked up. Okay, listen. Assumptions for sure. So let me explain this to everybody. A gremlin is always, how can I say? It's always it's a given. Okay. All of us have a sort of gremlin. So remember I said the gremlin is the host. Now, what you have to do in knowing the Gale is to identify which one of the A, the I, or the L is the gremlin feeding on the most. So LaGayla just told us she has the host, right? She has these, and the host is gremlin. This goes back to the dominant beliefs we have about ourselves. If you can recall, there were three. I've done a teaching on this before. Let me remind you. There are three main ones that all humans on the planet will house at least one dominating belief about themselves, okay? And the three are this: I'm not good enough, I'm helpless or I'm hopeless, or I'm unlovable. It's one of the three, okay? So I'm not good enough or I'm inadequate. That's one. I'm helpless or hopeless. That's two. Or I'm unlovable. That's three. LaGayla, where do you live mostly?
With this situation? Well, and look, and even when it translates to other relationships, it might be inadequacy, which is actually crazy because I don't think I'm inadequate, but you know, you live with yourself 24/7. Right? Yeah, so you know your shortcomings, or you know, even if you don't fall short, you know where you feel like you could have done better.
Now, see, this is the key, you all, because she just said she doesn't think she's inadequate, but you see how subtle these gnawing beliefs or very subtle, slight experiences, tendencies, proclivities, so on and so forth, that comes up that causes you to behave on the opposite side of the spectrum of what you don't even consciously think you believe. Isn't that wild? And it happens to all of us. None of us are exempt. Okay? None of us are exempt. So here we go. You are right, LaGayla. They are assumptions and they are interpretations. So now, with that being said, okay, in the small time we have remaining, I want you to take those assumptions and those interpretations, and we're going to filter them through something known as breakthrough laser coaching. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
So when you have some of those, I'm going to just ask you a couple questions in regards to what thoughts come up when you're triggered, right? The trigger comes, the situation comes, we read in the letter. What thoughts come to you? What kind of thoughts come to you? You can repeat what you wrote in the letter too. If you said, I remember you said, am I an imposter? Am I cocky? Right?
Right.
So those are some of your thoughts. But tell us this. When you get those thoughts, what feelings arise for you?
I would say maybe a little anxiety, worry, and then it actually makes me want to maybe. I think there's a place for taking a step back to think, but it makes me take a step back too long. So then that's when you start doubting versus just thinking things through.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So what
You
is
can
that?
use that one, girl.
Listen, yes, that's good. Listen, that's a whole nother segment. Okay, that's talking about energy levels. We got to get into that another time. But there is something to be said about how long you take your moment, right? Listen here. Right. The longer you take your moment, the longer you are apt to stay stuck. The longer you are apt to not choose wisely. Okay, so that's good. Thank you for sharing those feelings. Now, when you have those feelings, what actions come on the other side? What actions are a result of that?
Procrastination.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one.
I love this. Come on. Keep going.
And distraction. And not necessarily like distraction from to unproductive things. Just I want to do anything but this thing because I don't want to mess up. So I just do all the other stuff I already know how to do.
Yeah, you know what you're saying right there. So, okay, so put everybody, we all in this session together, okay? So what she's doing is staying safe, right?
Yeah.
So when you are doubting and when you maybe stay stuck a little bit too long, now, as is human for us to do, we reach and claw for things that are familiar.
Yeah. And then that will just turn to sabotage.
So you stay safe, and on top of that, you may sabotage. And then act like you didn't want it in the first place. Lies.
I was just thinking about how that happens a lot in relationships, romantic relationships.
Lies. You did want it. You just didn't know, right? How to pull yourself out of your head.
Yeah.
Or out of those feelings, right? Now, that is so humane, so humane. Now, I know Wynn is going to get me, but I want to take you to the other side. I can't leave you dangling, okay? So now consider all of this. Okay, 2 minutes, Wynn, give me 2 minutes. Now, that is totally human for you to have those experiences. Now, let's flip it to the other side. We're going to go into the future. Okay. What future thoughts or beliefs do you want instead of the thoughts that you've had before? You know, being cocky and imposter, walking on eggshells. What new thoughts do you want to take into the future?
I want to be proud and excited for the success that's on the way and for the things I've achieved. And even let's say in relationships, I want to be happy in the relationship, not always on edge or walking on eggshells or worried it's not going to be how I want it.
Enjoy the experience, right? Can everybody touch your neighbor and say, enjoy the experience, honey?
Enjoy the experience.
Okay. You want to enjoy the experience. Now, good. That's a new thought you want to walk away with. What new feelings do you want to inhabit as you are thinking those things? What new feelings will you possess if you think that instead?
Peace of mind and just walking in joy. Just like you said, enjoying the experience and all that comes with it, even the challenges. Yeah.
Good, because you've matured beyond it. Yeah. Good. Okay, I like that. Peace of mind, enjoyment, and just joy, pure joy. Then when you have peace of mind, enjoyment, pure joy, enjoying the experience, being excited about the opportunity, what new actions will result?
Well, that will lead me to achieving goals and setting goals and achieving them and being able to make new plans without the trepidation of, oh, will I be able to finish this task or this thing I gave myself to do this time?
Come on, trepidation. I'm just going to, give it to you just for that word. That's one of my favorites. Come on, trepidation. That's a real word right there. Yes. That's what, so in other words, you go for it. The new
Yeah.
action is to go for it, right?
Go
No,
for it.
not to walking on eggshells, but to go for it. Okay, so in that really brief breakthrough lasering, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about that? And that's processing that.
Well, I won't say there's no reason to fear, but I think you can be careful. You don't have to doubt yourself just because you're being careful, and you can just keep moving forward. I always like to say that, keep moving forward.
That's
And that's
good. Get
it.
you a good mantra. A good mantra will bring you over. Okay, it'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
you through.
Mhm.
Listen, and I want to leave everyone with this, with something that the Firestarter does personally. Make it your intent, and I want to give this to you, LaGayla, as well. Do your due diligence to accept each new opportunity for what it brings to the table itself, as opposed to being stuck in comparisonitis. Okay, please
Yeah.
pull yourself out of the land of comparison. It will kill
Amen.
anything that could be great in your life. So
Absolutely.
allow a new experience or a new journey, a new man, a new woman, a new job, a new whatever, to establish what it is for itself and not in comparison to another. Okay?
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right.
That's good. High five. Good.
LaGayla, I
Thank
pray that in
you.
this short amount of time we have done something to light your fire and to give you accountability towards your future. That is why we're here. Thank you so very much
Thank
for being
you.
the pioneer. Come on, pioneer of
Yes.
the Dear Firestarter letter segment. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you.
And
Thanks, Lynn.
you
Thank you
said
for
what?
having me.
You're
I said thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for being here.